Today we're going to be looking at some practice problems of multiplying whole numbers and decimals in word problems. So before we get started, make sure you have your paper and your pencil. And when you're ready, go ahead and continue watching the video. Okay, question 1 says, a company shipped 48 boxes of canned dog food. Each box contains 24 cans. How many cans of dog food did the company ship in all? So what I want you to do is pause the video as you solve this problem. When you're finished, unpause the video and check your answer with mine. Okay, so for question 1, you should have been multiplying 48 times 24. So I'm going to reveal my work, and you can look at my work and check it and compare it with yours. Okay, so I took 48 times 24, and when I did 4 times 48, I ended up with 192. And then I made sure I crossed off my regrouping mark before I went to 2 times 48. And I made sure that I put my smiley face 0 right here to hold that place, and then I did 2 times 48 and got 96. And when I added all of those two numbers together, I ended up with 1,152. Now, on your answer line, you need to make sure that you have this final answer, 1,152 cans. Now that you see the answer, I want you to look at your paper and circle yes or no. Were you correct the first time you tried it? If you were, circle yes. If you had it wrong, circle no. And then write a short explanation of what you did wrong before you move on to the next problem. Okay, question 2. There were 135 cars in a rally. Each driver paid a $25 fee to participate in the rally. How much money did the drivers pay in all? Okay, go ahead and pause the video, solve it. When you're ready, hit unpause and check your answer. Okay, question 2 would have been 135 times 25. And whenever I multiplied 5 times 135, I ended up with 675. I put my placeholder 0. I crossed off all of my regrouping marks from 5 times 135, and then I took 2 times 135, and I ended up with 270, and then my placeholder 0. When I added them together, I ended up with 3,375. On my answer line, I added the label of dollars. Your final answer needed to have dollars. Make sure that you circle yes or no for having it correct and explaining your error before you move on to question 3. Okay, question 3. Pete wants to make turkey sandwiches for 2 friends and himself. He wants each sandwich to contain 3 5/10 ounces of turkey. How many ounces of turkey does he need? Okay, go ahead and pause the video and solve. When you're ready to check your answer with mine, hit play again. Okay, for question 3, you should have been multiplying 3, oops, sorry guys. Okay, you should have been multiplying, hold on, computer malfunction, 3 5/10 times, I hope you didn't say 2 because it was 2 friends and himself. So there were 3 sandwiches being made. So you should have been multiplying 3 5/10 times 3 people. And when you do that, you end up with 10 5/10. And you need to make sure that you have the label ounces in your final answer. So why is the decimal point right here? Quick explanation, when you look at the problem, there is only 1 digit after the decimal point. So in your answer, you need to have 1 digit after the decimal point. So make sure you circle yes or no whether you had it right the first time and explain your error if you had it wrong. and then move on to question 4. Question 4. Tiffany catches a fish that weighs 12 3/10 pounds. Frank catches a fish that weighs 2.5 times as much as Tiffany's fish. How many pounds does Frank's fish weigh? Okay, go ahead and pause the video. Solve it when you're ready to check your answer. Unpause the video. Okay, for question 4, you needed to multiply 12 3/10 times 2 5/10. So when you do that, you end up with 5 times 123, which is 615. So 123 times 5 is 615, and then placeholder 0, cross out the regrouping marks, and then 2 times 123 is 246. When you add all of that up, you end up with 3075. The decimal point is placed right here because there's 2 total digits after the decimal point in the problem. So you need 2 total digits after the decimal point in your answer. So the final answer for this question is 30.75 pounds. Make sure that you circle yes or no as to whether you got the question correct on your first try, and explain your error if you made a mistake. When you're finished, hand in your paper and follow the directions for what your next step is.